Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back to make another quick card today, and we're going to be focusing on this Merriest Frames hybrid embossing folder today. And I've used it to make this card. This is a very simple version of it. We're going to be making others as we go on this week, but I wanted to demonstrate this to you. Now, the embossing folder doesn't just come as an embossing folder. You actually get the embossing folder and the dies as a bundle for £36. It's actually, sorry, it's not a bundle, that is the product. You're getting the embossing folder and the dies. You can also get it as a bundle with the stamp set and get that for £50.25. But if you just want to use the embossing folder and dies on their own, you can do. And I'm just going to show you what we've got in the die set. The die set is really extensive. We've got 2 different plates of dies. So, as you can see, we've got an outline die. Let me get that the right way around. It might need flipping over. So we've got an outline die, and then we've got a very detailed die, and this is just for the frame, So that goes over there, and I've already covered up. There's a stitched rectangle that goes in the centre. And then, of course, you've still got these dies, the holly leaves and poinsettias to use as well. But for our quick card today, we're keeping things very simple. I've actually cut out by hand a frame to go in the middle, but if you've got the die cutting machine out, then the stitched frame looks absolutely great. So, and I am actually using the stamp set as well today. I'm using this particular stamp, the Thinking of You this festive season. Now, I actually used, for my previous one, Cherry Cobbler and Shaded Spruce, and the reason that I went with those is because they're from the same colour family, so you can get one mixed pack of cardstock and have both of those colours in there. So in our colour suites, if you've got the Regals collection, you can use the Cherry Cobbler and the Shaded Spruce together, or you can mix them with these other reds and greens. Today for this quick card, I'm going to use the Poppy Parade and Granny Apple Green. So I'm using the Brights collection and using the red and green from the Brights collection. So I've already cut these. Like I said, I could have die cut the label out that I'm going to use, but I've just cut that by hand, and that is 2 inches by 2 3/4 inches. So, like I say, I'm going to use these ones. I've already cut a standard A6 card base from Poppy Parade and a standard card front from Granny Apple Green. So I'm just going to show you how to use the embossing folder. This is for this quick card today. So all I'm going to do is sandwich that between the embossing folder, and I've got it with the Stampin Up label at the top, and that will give me the emboss side. You also can use the deboss side if you wish. What I'm doing is just lining it up so that all of my leaves fall onto the green, if you can see that. So all of the leaves all the way around are falling onto the green, and I've got a lined up edge with that line there, so I know it's straight. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and because this is one of our 3D embossing folders, you can see that we're going to be using platform 1 and folder 4 on top. So I'll pop that in and get my folder 4 on top of there, and we're just going to run that through. And we've got a lovely bright green embossed cover to go on our card. And all I'm going to do is just use some liquid glue. If you're using Seal, I would recommend the Seal Plus, because the embossing does mean that it needs just a little bit of extra care. So I'll just put some of my multi-purpose liquid glue all around. And as you can see, the debossing is actually quite deep, so we want to make sure we've got enough glue on there to properly hold it in place. So I'm going to get that popped on there, make sure that's straight, and just hold it down while it sticks. Then I've got my label that I'm going to use, and because we're using photopolymer with this, that's not the one that I want. We're going to be using a photopolymer stamp, so I want a matte behind it. And I'm going to be using Poppy Parade ink to match the cardstock in the background. And now I just need to find my stamp. Okay, I was going to go with a different stamp, but I've mislaid that. So I'm going to go with this Together is the Merriest Place to Be. I was going to use the Thinking of You this festive season, but we'll go with this. And I just get that lined up on the grid to help me. And I'm going to stamp this, leaving a little bit of room at the bottom, which is where I'm going to put my gold ribbon. So make sure that's nicely pressed, and close my ink pad so I don't get ink everywhere. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work from the spool. This is the shimmer ribbon in gold, and I'm just going to create 2 bunny ears. So I've just created 2 loops, bunny ears, cross one over the other and push it through, and then we can start to pull the loops until they're about the size that I want. That looks about right, and when I'm happy with that, pull that tight, and we'll just snip that, there we go, and flip that over and snip that at that side, like that. So there's my ribbon. So I'm going to adhere this to the front of the card. And of course you could pop this up on dimensionals if you wanted to. I'm keeping things pretty flat on here today. So, and I'll just lay it on gently, and I can just nudge that around until it's in place, and then press it, and I just press from the back so that I don't smudge any ink. Ribbon I like to put on with a dry glue, so I'm using the mini glue dots. Just press the ribbon to the glue dot to pick it up, and then press that onto the front of your card. So that's our quick card today. That's in the Poppy Parade and Granny Apple Green if you like a bright colour. And here we've got it in shaded spruce and cherry cobbler if you prefer something a little bit darker. I hope that's given you some ideas, and I'll be back with more examples, not on video but just on the website, So please pop by the website to see further examples this week. Thank you for stopping by.